Hey, what's up, everyone? Nick Underhill for NewOrleans.Football, and you're watching The Dot, presented by Matt Bowers Auto Group. I'm here with Mike Triplett, and we're going to answer your questions as we do every week. Submit them in our private Twitter community. If you are a member of NewOrleans.Football, you can get in there and have access to everything going on in that group. Our first question this week, Trevor Penning's on the mend. Says he's going to test his foot out next week. When he returns to action, probably sometime in November, is there any chance you think that James Hurst could move to left guard and Penning plays left tackle?
Well, absolutely, James Hurst is capable of that. He's played a lot of guard before, I think even here, but definitely throughout his career before he got here. So that is a possibility, but that's assuming a lot that Trevor Penning is going to come back from that foot injury and be the best answer at left tackle right when he comes back. I assume if we see him on the field at all, it'll start out as that sixth offensive lineman. But yeah, that's a potential best five late in this season.
Yeah, as long as Andrus Peat is healthy, though, he should be on the field. I don't see anyone being.
Pete is hurt, right?
Yeah, if Peat is healthy, he should play. I think he's their best bet in the run game and the screen game out in space. And as good as they've been in that area, it needs to be a priority. And look, I think they've done a pretty good job in pass protection across the board the last few weeks. See if that continues. It needs to. And I think Andy Dalton getting the ball out quickly has helped with that as well. The next one, what is the biggest issue with the defense and how do they fix it? For me, very simple. It's tackling, and they have to tackle people and bring them to the ground and not miss tackles. However that gets done, they got to figure it out because it's a huge issue, and they cannot shoot themselves in the foot like that on defense.
Well, to me, it's the secondary overall, the missed tackles in the secondary, but also the big plays. Over the last 3 weeks, they've given up more plays of 30-plus yards than any team in the league by two. And how can they fix it? Getting healthy. I'm not going to say that's their only problem, but it'll sure help if Marshawn is your number one, Paulson Adebo, or maybe even Alante Taylor is your number two on the outside, Bradley Roby's on the inside, and you've got both May and Matthew. That'll give you a fighting chance, but they've been struggling even when a lot of those guys are on the field.
And the last one, this has been asked by a lot of people, and I'm reluctant to even bring it up, but I feel like we should address it one time. Dennis Allen, apparently to people, looks emotionless on the sideline during big moments. Is that a concern? For me, it's not a concern at all. It's not something I would even look at. It's a results-based league. He was emotionless probably before, conducting himself the same way before when the defense was really good and they were really good. It wasn't an issue then. It's not an issue now. I think just when you aren't winning games and things aren't going well, you're open to all kinds of different reactions, and people are looking for emotional outbursts that aren't there. They're looking at outbursts that are there and saying you should be more calm. You can't really win for losing in situations like that.
Yeah, and look, he is open to all kinds of criticism, so we're not going to give him any benefit of the doubt, but he should not be a different guy on the sideline than he used to be on the sideline for the 6 years where he was excelling at being a great game day manager who earned this job. I think one of the things that maybe they can revisit choices he made this offseason, a lot of things he wanted to do was not try to change things and make people think he's a fraud because he's just changing things. Oh, now that I'm a head coach, I'm going to yell at you more. And I think that's the right approach. But again, when things aren't going well, you're open to all kinds of criticism.
That is it for the mailbag. We will have all your coverage throughout the week at NewOrleans.Football.